What's up, nerds and nerdettes, and we little nerdlings all? Once again, it's your buddy Big Giant Achievement 2 Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming! Now, me and the 20-sided Warriors just finished a brand new game that was sent to us for review. So we unpacked it, and we played the game, and they're about ready to give you their first impressions. So why don't we go find out from them what they think about the game. Alright, so this is actually going to be a little bit bigger than usual. We have 4 20-sided warriors that all want to give their opinions on this game. So we're going to be doing this 2 and 2 at a time. And we're going to start off with Ryman. And we're going to start off with Alex. Alright, so this is the first time any of us have ever experienced the Zombie Doctor game at all, much less playing with the expansion, which is now currently available on Kickstarter. What did you guys think of the game? Ryan?
I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it was very simple rules-wise. That's why we kind of thought, the box says 30 to 60-minute playtime. We thought, oh, there's no way. Yeah. The rule book's only 2 pages long, or 3 pages long. This should be fine. I think we went hour and a half.
Yeah, it was about an hour 15, hour 20 minutes.
Hour and 20 minutes. One of those kind of quiet, not quiet, but it's one of those, you don't expect it to be as strategic as it is until you get into the thick of it. Which is exactly what happened, because it's like you start really planning out, planning out what you can do, because there was 5 or 6 different cards.
Yeah.
You start really thinking about, well, if I hold on to this and anticipating what somebody else is going to do, I can use it now, or it does. The strategy kind of
7 cards. There's a defib that's missing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There's only like 1 or 2 of them in the deck.
Yeah. Right. The strategy does kind of play in way more than you'd think it would for a game that is really, really so simple and straightforward.
Yeah, I agree. I think it took us a while to figure it out a bit, where we kind of knew how to start forcing people to flip limbs.
Yeah.
You got to be strategic with the X-rays to basically take away people's moves, and then the coma ends up being really good because
you take yourself out for
a round. You can't be hurt, you can't be touched. Yeah. So
this is definitely the strategy killer.
Yeah.
That was I had 4 different things that I had planned very, very carefully. And it was like, no, X-ray, give me your cards. I would lose my amputator. I would lose my medicine. I wouldn't be able to get back into it. A pretty simple system. It's just every character card is double-sided. So you start out. We played the expansion, the classic horror monsters. So we had Dracula, Dr. Jekyll, the Mummy, and the Invisible Man. So instead of turning from a regular person to a zombie, we're turning from our base versions of those monsters. Well, in Dracula's case, we're turning from the base version of him into the man-bat, souped up version of him. And the Invisible Man's turning invisible, the Mummy's turning from the physical Pharaoh into the Mummy, and then I'm changing from Dr. Jekyll into Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
Which is kind of an interesting little spin on it. Pretty simple, very fun, very strategic. I'd give this another shot.
Yeah, it was a fun, pretty simple game. I don't think it's super strategic, because I think once you get into it, you kind of figure out what you need to do.
Yeah.
But there is more choices than I was expecting.
Yeah.
You have 3 cards in your hand, so sometimes you are like, well, do I heal my limb, or do I hack somebody else's off?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There were more choices than I was expecting. And it was a lot of fun. I'm glad we played with the variant rule where...
Yes, I was just about to bring that up. We played with the full 4, right? It's 2 to 4. We played with the full 4 people. So that's obviously the more people you get, the longer it's going to take. But then I was out first. I had all my cards from for first. So we played with the variant rule where you take a 6-sided die to leave one out. You take a 6-sided die on even rolls. You get to bite somebody and turn one of their limbs, which will then kind of accelerate the game, because then it gives the other players a chance to hack those limbs off and to get them turned faster. And that right there, I think the game went faster exponentially.
Yeah.
Once you have one person turning, then Anthony was right after me. And so it got even faster. It picked up right after that.
Yeah, and it's funny because everyone died from amputation.
Yeah.
We cut off everyone's head.
Yeah, everyone.
There was no full zombies. No. It was cutting the heads off.
Yeah, I just stop the spread from here.
Yeah.
But yeah, enjoyed it. It took longer than I thought, but it was fun.
Yeah, it was good. I think the next time we played it, it would go a little faster just because we know now. The first time, I think you're figuring it out for the first 20 minutes or so, and also kind of figuring out the cards. And so once we basically knew everything, we started breezing through it a little bit more.
Yeah, and there is the text on the actual the cards that you play. It does have the description on the bottom, but there's a little bit more to each one in the rule book. Because at first we misunderstood what the amputate card was, and we realized you only use it on other people. You can't save yourself. Which you would want to use it on other people because you don't want to lose those ranks.
Right.
Because you want to be able to heal them later.
Now, you guys think this has potential for replayability, and also, do you think this is something you consider maybe a gateway game?
Definitely a gateway game.
Yeah.
It's very simple. It's got some replayability. I mean, it's not a game that you're going to play a ton, but it's a game that it's a filler game. So if you need a fun filler game, it would be a good party game too with non-gamers. I mean, we had a blast. I mean,
I think that's going to come out on the video.
Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. If you're looking for something kind of lighter, definitely a good one.
And the zombie theme, the zombies are, it's always been a popular thing for a while. So anyone who's, pop culture, connoisseur is gonna be like, oh, yeah, zombie, yeah, okay, cool. But yeah, so replayability, yes. Gateway, absolutely.
Any closing thoughts?
No, I think we covered it all.
All right, let's bring in the other two knuckleheads.
All right.
Now, Anthony and Rob also finished playing the game. Rob, it's really cool to see you usually keep to yourself a little bit, but you wanted to give an opinion about this, but we're going to hold off on that. I know you wanted to say something, but we're going to start off with our main man, Anthony, over here. What did you think of this game?
Again, I love any game where you're not being friends with the next person in this game. Anytime I can attack somebody in a game, I'm going to love it. I like the aspect of that you can have a bunch of cards that will heal you, but if you have nothing wrong with you and you have no move, then you're suddenly kind of screwed a little bit. You start turning over limbs that are now healthy into unhealthy limbs. I like the way you can actually plan out a certain strategy, and maybe by the time it gets back to you, it's not going to work so much. Maybe somebody's going to use an X-ray card and take the card you were hoping to play in the next hand.
So you like the back and forth?
I love the back and forth. Anytime you can go head-to-head with somebody. A good example in the beginning when Rob's character was down to just a stump, you can almost get that blood in the water feel where you're like, man, I could probably take off something next, and if I can't, maybe Ryan or maybe Alex will get him. It turns out, Rob is actually able to heal himself and eliminate everybody, basically. It's a fun game where you can just, basically, it's a very nice version of Screw Your Neighbor. And I like that. It's a very good version of Screw Your Neighbor.
You're such a nice person, Anthony.
I am, aren't I? I know.
Rob, you had a couple of thoughts?
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, everybody else pretty much covered it, but, I'll be in a few words and say that I was pretty much almost a loser, and I became a winner.
It turned around fast.
Yes, indeed. I like the whole jousting thing, and I would definitely give it another go.
Oh, excellent. So it was 4 thumbs up from everyone.
Definitely
Yeah.
4 thumbs
I didn't
up.
play the game, but as far as watching the game and watching you guys all play it, I would have to give it a thumbs up too. But we're going to change that. I'm going to get around to playing this game, but hope you enjoyed the playthrough. If you didn't watch that, go back and check it out. And that was the 20-sided thoughts on Zombie Doctor Expansion Classic Horror. And that's on Kickstarter like in a couple of days. Look at that, the 2nd of July. All right, everyone. I'm your buddy Big Johnny G. Thanks for checking us out. Thanks for subscribing. And I am out of here.